it, it has been a long week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're giving us a different view of your room today.
Yes, and so this is our like guest room upstairs, and for some reason the Wi-Fi routers are just like acting up, and so I'm trying to be as above them as possible.
Oh, I see.
I need one. We don't have a like an Ethernet port for it, so
Yeah. So you do what you can.
we're doing what I can.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
It's been long, but we're getting through it. I had a planned vacation next week for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I'm actually taking my days and I'm just not going to log in and see how my life goes.
I was supposed to have that Thursday, Friday, Monday, and I canceled those days. And part of me is like, I should have kept one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and I took Monday off, and I was like, I don't need Monday off. I'm just going to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and see what happens. We'll see who reaches out to me during those days.
Seriously.
That'll be the real test.
I'm going to try and take some too, I think. Now that because we built a whole new peer-to-peer fundraising site. I don't know if I've told you about that. Yeah, so we built that.
Okay.
And now that that's done, the pressure is kind of like they very much had their microscope on me for the last like 3 weeks. And now that
Of course.
over, I'm just going to like be like, bye.
All right, I gotta go. Good for you. We will talk, not necessarily right here, but you had mentioned about doing something online, and I'm on board for it. I just have to figure it out.
Which thing did we talk about?
Doing a little amateur drag show.
Oh yeah. You could try that.
We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna think about it and dwell on it and come up with something. That's what I'm gonna do on my days off next week. I'm gonna think about it.
I am ready to help make it happen.
Of course. I was supposed to be taking next week off because I was going to LA for DragCon, which is no more.
Would they have filmed the finale next week? No.
I think they might have. Because all of the queens would have been there. They usually do, and it's usually before there's a top four. There would have been, I mean, they usually do the finale like the Tuesday after DragCon. And so there would have been only 5 queens. So it would have been one. Kind of like last year when I saw it, Vanjie hadn't been eliminated yet.
Right. Wow.
And so going into it, I knew that she was eliminated.
Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do.
I don't know. I've racked my brain trying to figure it out, and I just don't know. You know more than I do about it, because now I'm a clean slate. The 2 people that I knew were leaving have left.
Britta and Jan.
Britta and Jan, those were the 2 that I knew.
Yeah.
So I'm a clean slate with that. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. You had said that they record a top 3 and a top 4. So I would assume that they're going to go with the top 4 if Sherry Pie is part of that, which I'm pretty sure she is. And then maybe just go with the top 3 from there. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now that Britta and Jan are gone, I also know a lot less.
Okay.
I do know a little bit. I know half of the top 4.
Okay.
So that's all that I have left.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fairly clear who 2 of the top 4 are going to be.
Absolutely.
I don't know if those are the 2 that you know, but great.
So I guess I know 3 of the top 4.
Okay. All right. Great. Yeah, I mean, I have my ideas who the third one that you probably know is. But yeah, it'll be a surprise. So yeah, I don't know if they'll just go with the top 3 from there, or if they'll just do the top 3 and drop it down to 2 if Sherry Pie was one of them, and then either say it's a tie.
Not another tie.
We don't want another tie. Or what I think they really should do is do an audience vote and let the audience pick it for this season.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all know who would win that. It is not the queen that I would want to win it.
Right.
Or do a virtual finale.
Oh, I think we're definitely gonna get a virtual something.
Yeah, it's not gonna be live for any reason whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, those are your choices.
And I cannot wait to watch like a virtual Zoom reunion.
I am so hoping we get a virtual Zoom reunion because that will be everything.
I just want someone to like get upset and just like log out.
Yeah, exactly. Oops, I lost connection.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we're all waiting for that to happen. But let's get into this. We're going to start tooting and booting the looks of the Black Wedding from this past episode. Do you have any thoughts before we start?
No, I'll save it all for like just live reaction.
Great. I'm gonna say one thing is you should never have a black runway.
Okay.
Because while I love a black gown and I think they're stunning, they don't show well on the runway. You lose every detail of it because it becomes kind of flat under the lights.
I feel that.
Saying that, I loved almost every one of these looks.
It was a good week. I guess the one thing I do have to say is like, it's hard to do this and have it not read as funeral runway. Yeah. And I don't.
Yeah.
That. It still read as funeral runway.
Exactly. Other than maybe Crystals, who did the Corpse Bride kind of idea about it. Yeah. That's the only one that didn't to me as well.
Which is weird because it's still about death.
It is. It's still about death. But let's start with Jackie Cox.
Yeah.
She's wearing a dress.
She is wearing a dress. My initial reaction to this was very Beetlejuice, like Lydia Dietz.
Very Lydia Dietz, yes.
So for me, I give bonus points for that. So that teeters into the toot category for me, but it does, and maybe this is because of the lighting situation, it does feel kind of basic.
It does. I think it's the lighting of the runway that makes it look basic. Because I think the dress is beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like there's a very beautiful like stitch pattern and
yeah.
You just can't see it.
You just can't see it in here. But I like the look. It's a toot for me, for sure.
Definitely a toot.
It's a low toot for me, but it's a toot. And Instagram kind of agreed with a 67% toot. Fair.
Is it I just don't see why this would get a boot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I think the dichotomy of toot and boot.
Well, when you see all these people that toot and boot things, it is so off the wall to me what people do. And I talked to someone this week that does do them, and is part of the fantasy league. And he's like, I just boot everyone that's not on my team.
That's why they're not on teams.
Well, and I said, this score doesn't count for anything. You don't get points for these. So hopefully that will change his mind, but I don't think so. I think he's mad because he picked Sherry Pie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I get what you're saying. He thought by scoring
by booting everyone else and tooting his queens, he's going to make himself get more points. Oh. No, that's not how it works.
Not how it works.
There are no points for the Instagram toot and boots, everyone that's listening to this.
I can't trust anybody.
No, because everyone would do just that. Yeah. I would do it. Anyway, she got a 33% boot, but a 67% toot. Jan came out in a gorgeous gown.
It looked so much better on TV than it does in this photo.
This photo is terrible.
I would be mad at them for her.
Yeah.
She looked great.
And that's what I think they just photographed badly.
Mm-hmm.
But she looked great. Her makeup was stunning this week. Yeah. It was so good. It's a big toot for me.
It's a big toot. Kind of disappointed, though, that this was the week she didn't pull out another different thing, because she's had such different interpretations this whole time.
Yeah.
This feels a little like, oh, she did a black wedding dress.
She did a gown.
Yeah.
Which was the assignment, but she didn't take it anywhere else.
Yeah.
It was an 89% toot on Instagram. Almost top toot of the week. I think you know where that's going.
Great.
Yeah. Jada Essence Hall is in another gown.
Yeah. Well, she walked out and my brain was just like, this is exactly what I pictured her in,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily a compliment.
No, and this is what she would wear to her rich husband's funeral.
Yeah.
Not to her wedding.
Right.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I give it a 2 because she looks amazing.
She
but
does. She looks stunning.
It's too predictable.
It's very predictable. I'm going to toot it as well because it's beautiful. Like I said, I liked most of these this week, so a lot of mine are going to be toots. But it is very, very predictable.
Mm-hmm.
And she got 86% toot on Instagram.
That's fair.
Gigi Good.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly doesn't read bride. Even if it was in white, I wouldn't say it read bride.
No. It reads ballet or funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no bride in this. I get the reference.
I don't. There's a reference.
Yeah, it's some designer, and I can't think which one now. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I can't say who it is now. But it's a designer dress. It's a version of that, is what it is.
Great.
Yeah, that's what it is. Other people have worn them on the runway. It really kind of made me mad when Rue and Michelle went crazy over it when it just walked out. And I was like, okay.
It's almost problematic because like it's clear that they just like that she looks like a supermodel.
Yeah.
They don't like her drag. They don't like
No.
her talent. They like that she looks like a supermodel.
I'm convinced that she doesn't even like to do drag. She's doing it for Drag Race.
You think?
I think that's what she's doing because she knows how to play the game so well because she's been brought up on it. Yeah. Because if you I listen to some podcasts from LA Queens and no one there likes her or thinks she's good from seeing her out at bars. And so I don't know that she performs all that much, but she has, and no one has said anything positive about it.
Yeah, I will be very interested to see her lip sync.
Well, she already has once.
Has she?
Yeah, the first week against Widow.
I don't remember it because Widow was so good.
I know, she laid on the ground. It was to Nicki Minaj.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah. It's not great. Widow, I mean, clearly won that one. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to give her a newt because I don't think she met the assignment.
No, I'll give her a newt too.
Okay, good. She was our top toot on Instagram, as always. 92% toot.
You just are being stupid.
Stupid. Sherry Pie, giving I don't know what, I call this like, Haunted Mansion host. Like, yeah. She's taking us on a Haunted Mansion tour.
It gives me like Game of Thrones witch.
Okay. I never watched Game of Thrones, so sure.
Mansion tour is very on point as well.
Yeah. I think she looks great. It's a gorgeous dress.
It is gorgeous.
Shout out to Florence DeLee again.
Mm-hmm. Good job.
I think her makeup is interesting and fantastic. It's a toot.
It's a toot.
It was just a 61% toot on Instagram, and that's because I think people just don't like her, and they're going to keep voting that way.
I think when I voted, it was in shoot territory.
I probably was. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, it's all downhill for Sherry Pie. Heidi in Closet is in a gown with some exaggerated collar sleeves.
The judges loved it.
I love it too, because I think it's gorgeous on her.
Yeah, I mean the shape of it is very nice.
But yeah, I mean it's a gown.
For me, it's the makeup with the hard hairline just like takes me out of it.
It does. And I don't think, because that little crystal thing in her hair was her veil, and it just looks weird when the veil's not down.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't know why it's there because it just blends into her hair.
Yeah. Yeah. This gives me like weird, like she looks like a snake almost, if that makes sense. Like if a snake was a human, this is what it would look like.
Perfect.
I don't say that in a mean way. It's just like
No, not at all.
she's giving me just weird, like reptilian pride. I don't know. I don't
That
know.
makes me like it more.
Great. I think I give it a newt.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I do like it. I think it's probably the best thing she's worn. And I love the shoulder piece. That's just the most interesting thing I think there is. It got 76% toot on Instagram.
We love Heidi. I want her to stick around, and she
I
won.
want. I'm sorry.
She won a challenge.
She won a challenge. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Next is the Widow Von Du.
So this looks much better in the photo than it did on the runway.
Yeah. This was my least favorite dress of the week.
Yes, yes.
And it's not bad. It's just my least favorite.
I thought it was bad when it was on TV.
Okay.
On
Well,
TV.
I think if she didn't have that skirt cape thing, it would have been a lot better because it would have shown her more of her shape. And I don't want anyone to come for me for saying this, but I kind of wish her dress was pants. Like a tuxedo pant would have looked great under this.
Interesting.
If you're going to keep the skirt cape.
Okay.
If you're going to get rid of the cape, it's lovely as a gown. But I think, yeah, it's just weird to me. The whole, I don't know.
I like your idea of getting rid of the cape and
Yeah.
like and exaggerating the black bow even more.
Right.
I think that would look really cool.
What do you think of her crystal headpiece, no hair wig?
Oh, I hate it.
I did too, and people really seemed to like it, and I was like, ugh.
Oh no, I hate it. I hate it.
Okay, good.
And
I don't like her makeup.
Oh, I did not like her makeup either.
I think her eyes are really cool as the black eyes, but I don't like the makeup that she did over it.
She's never really done great makeup.
No.
Like it looks good from afar, but whenever they like get close-up shots of her, it's not very clean.
Yeah. This is my boot of the week.
See, I'm torn now because like
I know I might nude it because I don't hate it. Like I said, I really liked this runway. I'm gonna nude it because I don't want to boot it.
I need to give it a nude because it looks much better in different lighting in this photo than it did on the runway. On the runway, to me, it just looked like a black blob. I didn't even know
it was a black bob.
I did not even see the bow. I just saw her in a black dress that like looked like it was just wrapped around her.
Yeah. Well, she was the only boot on Instagram with 53% boot.
Okay.
I will say I went back and looked, and this is actually her highest score that she's got on Instagram. She's gotten boots every week on Instagram, which says a lot.
It does say.
Last but not least is Crystal Method, giving us the Corpse Bride. I loved it. It's a shoot. It is.
I'm shooting again. I think I've done a shoot for her 3 weeks in a row. She is just turning it out.
This is so good.
Mm-hmm. She is the interesting queen of the season that we needed. Yeah.
Agreed.
And her hammering those shorts was
oh my god.
That was iconic.
Oh, so good.
I thought she was going to win the challenge.
I thought she was too. The judges didn't laugh as much during her challenge commercial thing, but I thought it was the best one.
I thought it was the best one. Yeah. It was hysterical. And it was so different.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and I don't know why she didn't win. I don't. They're saving her win for a bigger thing, I guess.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Maybe this week.
I bet she'll do a crazy makeover.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
But she's the only girl who has really shown us such crazy versatility.
Right. She's shown that she can do all different kinds of makeup.
Exactly. So she can paint anybody.
Yeah.
Is what that tells me.
Yeah. That's exciting. Oh, I hope she gets to do the makeover challenge.
Me too.
But yeah, I'm giving her a shoot as well because this was my favorite look on the runway. She only got 78% toot on Instagram.
That's because people are wrong.
People don't know what they're talking about.
You don't. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. That's it. Yeah. So I guess we're agreed on our top toot of the week.
Our bottom food.
Widow.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt that that's who it is. Thoughts on this week's episode? We didn't get much of a preview.
Yeah, I can't remember because we watch in our in Richard's and my close group of friends, and we always the second previews or commercials come on, we unmute.
Oh, I see.
Talking.
I see.
And so I never get to see what that stuff is, so I don't even really know.
They were all dressed as cats for the mini challenge.
Oh.
Which made me kind of excited because I was like, oh my God.
I don't know how I feel about that.
So they're all going to be dressed as cats. I don't know what the challenge will be for that, but they're all literally cats. And the Maxi Challenge is going to be another political one where they are running for president.
Right, the debates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is going to be one of those weeks where a good queen is brought down by a bad queen. You know what I mean?
You mean like a lesser queen?
By a lesser queen. Because I feel like this is going to be one of those challenges where it's more improvisational and they have to play off of each other.
Right.
And it's so easy to have someone who's not good at that bring you down.
Yeah. Who do you think will do well? I think Gigi's going to do terrible at this.
I would hope.
And I'm hoping. I'm so hoping.
Once again, Jackie is just such a jack of all trades.
Jackie should do well. I think Jackie should do well.
I could see Sherry doing well.
Yeah.
I could see Crystal doing well. I could see Heidi not making any sense and that working for her.
Right. As long as she stays in her character as herself, she'll be fine. Because it won't make any sense, but it'll be hysterical.
Yeah.
I
could see Widow not handling it well.
Yeah, I don't think Widow will do well. Like I said, I don't think Gigi will do well with this.
I could see Jada surprisingly doing well.
She might, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about her.
She's very quick-witted, I find.
Yeah. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. And she just does everything with such confidence that that will play well for a debate.
Yeah, and she needs another win as well to jump up there. She's been doing well the whole time, but she needs another win.
She does need another win.
Yeah. All right. We're getting down to the end.
Yeah, we only have the end though. We still have 7 girls left. I was watching season 6 with Richard, and to see who was in their top 7, I was like, oh my God, that girl lasted that long. There's still a lot of.
Who are you talking about in season 6 that lasted so long? Jocelyn Fox?
I think of Jocelyn Fox.
I love Jocelyn Fox.
Laganja goes further than you think.
She did go, yeah. She went, but she stayed because they needed her for television purposes.
Maybe, I guess.
She was crazy television.
I forgot that there was a double save at one point. So there's just a lot happened.
Yeah, there were already so many queens on there. They did not need a double save.
Maybe we'll get a double save.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's been a while.
Yeah, they haven't done one.
There was one in season.
There were a couple weeks this week that could have been a double sachet.
Mm-hmm.
The lip syncs have not been great.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be a double save, this past one.
They just didn't like Jan for some reason.
She tried too hard.
She did. And she did. Even in the lip sync, she tried too hard. Because I was like, this is not this song. What you are doing is not this song.
She was
just throwing out everything she could do.
The way she moved her body, though, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. If it had been a different song, she could have easily won.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, she's going up against Widow Von Du doing a Chaka Khan. Mid-tempo song, not a dance song.
Yeah. Widow was incredible.
Widow did a great job, and I give her all the props for that lip sync.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
What are you doing the rest of the day? Are you done working?
I will probably check my emails one more time and just make sure nothing's on fire. And yeah, then go
I'm
chill.
not. I'm not. I already turned my work off and I made myself a cocktail.
You, I support that. I'll probably
Yeah.
go for dinner. Richard's been digging a ditch in our front yard because
Oh, really?
he's building a wall along our neighbor's driveway so they stop driving onto our lawn when they.
Oh, that's smart.
It's smart. I'm terrified for when they do like rip off their bumper or
Right,
blow.
when they actually go into it.
I'm scared for what happens then.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens then, but I'm gonna be part of having to go.
But you will be part of it.
So that'll be a fun adventure.
Yeah. All right, doll. Well, you have a great day.
You-
And I'll see you next week.
yeah.
Bye.
They
All right, everyone. I'm going to do a very quick recap of last week because I didn't do one this week. So we're going to do it right now. It is just me sitting here. I'm going to just go through it really, really quickly, and then I'm going to make some announcements about things that are happening in the drag world right now. So we start off, we lost Britta, and Jan is crying and crying and crying, and she is fully in denial or just doesn't want to tell everyone that she's crying because she actually lost the episode and not because Britta's gone, because I don't think she really cares that much that Britta went home. I do understand that that is her friend and that's fine. But, you know, I don't think it was all that. And she just needed to kind of admit that. And I think if she would have admitted that, she would have had more of a storyline and that they could have worked with, but they were just out of things. And spoiler alert, that's why she went home, because there was nothing left. She gave them all that she could. But our mini challenge is what I'm guessing is our reading challenge for this season, and I don't like that. I thought the mini challenge was fun. They got a sponsor from this box company. I can't remember the name of it. Fit That Bun, something like that. So they got a sponsor, and so they turned it into a reading challenge, and Rue paired them up. And I think the pairings were very produced because I think they knew who would do well and who wouldn't do well. Long story short, the winning team was Jackie Cox and Gigi Good. And really, Jackie Cox should have been the only winner of this because she's the only one that really was funny. Gigi kind of just lucked out and played along. They were against Jada, and I can't remember who else. Jada and Crystal, who were fine as well. They just weren't as good as the other two. The other two teams were awful. They just weren't funny. It didn't work. And that's all I have to say about the mini challenge. Our maxi challenge is they are going to be creating and marketing a high-end product for the company Droop, which is supposed to be like Goop, but it is their own drag version of Goop. Droop. It's such an ugly word. Goop is an ugly word too, but you know, that's the way it is. So they have to create this product, and then they have to do like a little infomercial, kind of like QVC. Rue loves QVC, so that is what we do here. And the videotapings of them with Bob Harper, I don't know why he was there. He is not a product person. He only has ever done Big Loser that I know of. He does have some videos out there, but that's all I know about that. I don't know anything else that he has done other than that. But who knows? I could be wrong. I have to flip this to full screen because it's not there. Now it's giving me my options of things to do. So Bob Harper is directing these for no reason. Jackie Cox is doing the Merkin, and she's dressed like Barbara Eden in I Dream of Jeannie. Those of you who don't know, she does have a show here in New York City called I Dream of Jackie. I have the t-shirt, and she is in the Jeannie costume, so this is not new for her. This is something that she has done before. Not the Merkin thing, but the Jeannie thing. So that is kind of her shtick. I'm glad she got to do it on the show because that is a big part of her drag. She was fine. her commercial, I'm going to talk about her commercial right now too, while we're talking about them, because her commercial was really, really funny. It worked out really well. My favorite part was in the rehearsal for it, or the recording of it, and Bryce never brought over the merkin. I'm pretty sure that was probably staged by the producers to make it look stupid and like she's not doing a good job and didn't know what she's talking about, because Bob pretended like he didn't know what was going on either. When we were all kind of aware of what was happening. She did a really great job. I loved it. She deserved to be in the top this week. Good job, Jackie Cox. Then we have Jan, who is all energy and no substance. She's doing some kind of spray called Sure Jan that turns you into a low humdrum kind of person and then makes you into this amazing dancing, singing queen that she is. It was not good. She started at 1,000 and kept it at 1,000 because it couldn't go anywhere else. It never went down. It never went up. It was all just in your face, Jan, all the time. And this has been my problem with Jan all season long, all the way back to her Meet the Queens video. I am a Jan fan. I've seen her many times here in the city. She's a great performer. She is a great drag queen. But her Meet the Queens just annoyed me. It was so frantic and yeah, too much. That is Jan's big downfall this season, is she was too much. And being the studied queen that she is of Drag Race, because she's studied it for a long time and has wanted to be on it for a very long time, she should have known better. That's what I'm gonna say. She should have known better. Yeah, I didn't. This commercial was bad. It was one of the bottom commercials. I don't think it was bottom 2 commercials, but that is a production thing. This is the overproduced season of the year, and they're making their stories fit. So it sucks for Jan. Jada Essence Hall is doing some tucking panties, and it was fantastic. I loved every moment of it. I thought it was really, really funny. I think she is a great queen. She made me laugh. She kept hitting her microphone, which I'm not wearing mine right now. It's sitting in front of me, but I have done many times, so I know what that is like. But it is so funny. She did a great job on her commercial and also deserved to be in the top this week. Gigi Good is selling us, I don't know, I don't even know what it was. Oh, a nighttime thing. Good night, bitch. There's a meme going around. I don't know if you've all seen it, but it says, every time Gigi needs to be funny, and it is a shade button, but it says bitch on it. She hits bitch. That is what she does. She did it for Snatch Game. She did it for this. Anytime she has to be funny, if she throws in the word bitch, she thinks she's funny. This did not work. It was terrible. It was one that I thought should have put her in the bottom 2 this week because it was not funny at all. It could have been funny, delivered a different way, but it was just, she was like a robot sitting there, and not a funny robot like she was in Snatch Game. It was so bad. Should have been bottom 2, lip syncing for her life this week. But the producers have a different story to tell you. Sherry Pie did something called the Aura Pie as her thing. I get it. It's her shtick doing the pie thing. This was bad. The judges kind of said it. It's like, it's not a bad idea. It's just that it took too long to get to a joke. And it did. It was just her talking for a while, which I think it could have worked for her if she was funnier from the beginning, because I loved her second character in the jeans. I thought that was great. It just didn't work for this. So yeah, that's not what it is. Sherry Pie was in the bottom, not bottom 2. People are saying she should have been in the bottom 2. I think that's just people in their feelings because they don't think Sherry Pie deserves to be there anymore. Be that as it may, this wasn't bottom 2. Sorry. Heidi in Closet came out with her. Was it a spray? No, it was like a night cream kind of thing, a hydrating thing. Hydrating Heidi, that's what it was. Rue gave her the name and she ran with it. Good for her. Rue tells you to do something, do it, and you'll see how it works. Her crying into this container was genius. Bob Harper gave her the best advice. said stop thinking about it. When you're not recording is when you're the funniest, so do that. And she did, and it worked. It worked. It worked. I don't know if I thought it was the winner, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought she did a great job. She needed this boost in her, and she deserved it. So good job, Heidi. Way to go. The Widow Von Du is doing a spray called Throte. And this spray does everything, apparently. You can spray it in your mouth, or you can use it as mace. That makes 0 sense because mace burns. If you spray it in your mouth, it's going to burn. So this just wasn't thought out. It was so boring. She just literally sat there like reading a script, and I wanted to fall asleep. It was so bad. There were no jokes. The jokes that she thought she was telling were not jokes. Wasn't good. It wasn't good. It definitely was bottom 2 material this week, and she needed that to like wake her up maybe. But I don't know. I've been ready for Widow to go since week 1. That's just me. I'm not a fan of Widow. This was bad. Bad. Finally, we have Crystal Method, who I think was the winner of this challenge. During her recording, this made 0 sense to me. She's selling the magic mullet, which I think is genius because Rue has been talking about her mullet all season. When Rue tells you to do something, you do it. And she did. And it was the weirdest recording. I was like, I don't know where this is going. I know this is a weird producer thing that's going to be like a redirect and it's going to be fantastic. And it was so good. I'm not sure why she didn't win. Again, it's all storyline from the producers, I think. But she was so funny in this. Her secondary character, the voice that she did was genius. Standing in the mall, well, not even a mall, it looked like a Walmart, with that blonde wig. I loved every moment of it. So shout out to Crystal Meth. You were my winner of the week because this, in addition to your runway, were stellar. That's all I have to say about the episode. Heidi in Closet win. I guess I should talk about that. Heidi in Closet does win. She gets $5,000, and if you'll remember during the episode, she said she only made $9,000 last week working at a gas station. So she's over halfway to her salary on one win. Give her one more, and she will beat that number in 2 episodes. Not a bad way for Heidi to go. We also had Chaka Khan as our guest judge. Chaka Khan did not know where she was. I don't know if she smoked a big fat blunt before she walked out there, but girl was out of it. She had no idea what was happening. I'm not sure she realized those were men. I don't know. It was so weird. She went back for Untucked, and all she did was sit down and hold Widow's hand. It was the weirdest judge ever. But I didn't hate it. She could come back and do it again because it made me laugh. It was really funny. She just didn't know she didn't know what was going on. That's all. Next week, we have a mini challenge that has to do with cats. I don't know what it is, but they're all dressed up as little cats. And that's it. They're dressed like little cats. But that's the way it is. And then we have a maxi challenge, which is a presidential debate. They're all going to do their thing. We have guest judges that are I think, going to be 2 fantastic judges, guest judges this week. And if I could remember their names, I would tell you. Jeff Goldblum and the crazy ex-girlfriend, whose name I can't come up with. Crazy ex-girlfriend. I don't know why she didn't do the musical challenge, but whatever. I can't think of her name. Sorry. That she's gonna be there. And they're gonna be fun guest judges. Jeff Goldblum, I'm so excited to see on there. And we'll see what happens. You heard my predictions. David and I tooted and booted the looks already, so I'm not going to go through them again. Our lip sync. Oh, I didn't talk about the lip sync. Oh my God. Let's go back to the lip sync. It was Widow and Jan lip syncing for their life. It should have been Widow and Gigi, but we already had that lip sync. And remember, Gigi lost, and they don't want to get rid of Gigi because she got to be in the top. Why? Because she is young, thin, and white. That's the only reason. Because her drag is not that interesting. She's beautiful, but that's it. There's nothing else there. Remember when you're not supposed to rely on one thing? Gigi's doing that. She's relying on one thing. She proved that she's not as funny as she thought you thought she was this week. She got away with being a dead person in the improv, so she didn't have to do anything there. Yeah, she's not, but she's going to be in the finals. We all know that. We all know that. She will be there. But I don't think she's going to do well this week. I would love to see her in the bottom just to kind of shake her up. And they need that too, because they need to have her big comeback, you know, put her in the bottom. She wins a lip sync and then she never loses again. She wins every challenge after that. And, I am making all this up. I don't know what happens. I knew 2 spoilers. They have both happened. It was Jackie going, or Britta going home, and Jan going home. And Jan went home this week because she did too much. Her lip sync was crazy. It made no sense. It was harkening back to the Latrice Royale and Kenya Michaels lip sync of Natural Woman, where Latrice literally stood in one spot the whole time and Kenya Michaels danced all around her like a crazy person, not knowing what she was singing or dancing to. That is kind of what it felt like. Jan tried to put everything in that she could because this was her lip sync, and I think she knew she was going home, so she wanted to do everything that she could. And you can't blame her for that. It just looked really bad and weird for that song. But that's all. Here are my announcements. Sorry, I have to adjust my leg. The dog has put it to sleep. She's sitting on my lap this whole time and has put my leg to sleep. Announcements. We're here with Bob the Drag Queen, Shangela Laquiva Wadley, and Eureka O'Hara starts this week on Thursday, April 23rd on HBO. They are doing a special preview. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, before the show airs. I think it's at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So at 8:30 on HBO's YouTube, there's going to be a little half-hour pre-show that you can watch. I don't know where this is going to be available other than HBO. So if you don't have HBO, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to be starting my HBO Now subscription just so I can watch it. I think it's only 4 or 6 episodes. It's not that long. But it is going to be on Thursday night starting this week. This week also starts the Secret Celebrity Drag Race immediately following the episode on Friday. This is going to push Untucked back by an hour and a half, so it won't start until 11 p.m. for the next 4 weeks. That is a very late Untucked. I know we're all big time night owls, and since we're all just watching it at home now, it should be fine. But that is 3.5 hours of drag on Friday night, everyone. If you're watching Drag Race, you're watching Celebrity, and you're watching Untucked, that's 3.5 hours. So buckle up. It's going to be a late night. Maybe we'll jump on and do a live watch for Celebrity. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And the last thing I want to talk about is Dragnificent. I think that's the name of it. It is on TLC on Monday nights. There's already been 2 episodes, but you can go back and watch them there on demand. I missed the first one, so I watched it on demand already. I recorded the second one, but haven't watched it. And this is the show that got picked up last season from the wedding thing, and I'm assuming it's going to be weddings every time. I don't really know that. The first episode was a wedding, and this is with Alexis Michelle, Bibi Zahara Benet, Jujubee, and Thorgy Thor, and they kind of do they do the wedding prep for them. It has to all be weddings. Alexis and Jujubee always help them pick out the gown. Alexis does the makeup. Bibi decorates the reception, and Thorgy is in charge of music and entertainment. It's not a great show. It's fine. You get to see the queens in all sorts of drag. They're in different outfits for every scene, for every confessional. It's all drag, and then you see them as boys as well. The first episode, they They do the wedding for a woman wrestler, and her husband, who's also a wrestler. I don't know if he still is, but he was. That's how they met. The husband gets into drag. It's fine. It's an hour of your life. And if you watch it on demand, you can fast forward through things, and it's only 40 minutes of your life. So check it out. It is on Monday nights on TLC. Again, if you don't have TLC, I'm sure they have an app, but I don't know what you have to put in, but you can watch it. Watch it there. That is all I have to talk about today. We have Drag Race. We have so much drag coming up. You should also be looking at the queens online. They are all doing Instagram shows. They are doing the Digital Drag Fest still. I have 2 more shows of that. If you on Facebook Live, there's a series called Flip Phone. I am watching it tonight at 8 p.m. and it is going to be Ben Delacreme, Varla Jean Merman, and Mercedes Iman Diamond talking with Frank DeCaro. I watched one before. They're really, really good. I really enjoyed myself. So go check that out as well. That is on Facebook at 8 p.m. tonight. And if you look up Flip Phone, I think that's the name of it, Flip Phone. Let me look quickly before I lie about that. It's something Flip Phone series, something crazy. That is a giant shining bright light from my iPad, everyone. Give me 1 second. Events on my calendar. It's called Big Wigs Live with Ben Delacreme, Varla Jean Merman, and Mercedes Iman Diamond. And it is being put on by... It's a Zoom event, so you can watch it right on Zoom. They have the meeting location is on the Facebook page. It is facebook.com/flipphone, FLIPPHONE. So go in there. I will be in there. If you want to see me, I'll be probably wearing the same outfit. Maybe I'll put a wig on. Who knows? We'll see. The theme is big wigs tonight, so a big wig might be in order. That's all I have today. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to go to my website, sashayawaywithberry.com. You'll find all kinds of information. There are different pages to flip through. There are little widgets at the top that will take you to my Instagram, where I am doing work, WERK, from home every day. I'm dressing in drag and posting photos of it. So that has been a lot of fun. Today was day 28. This week we are doing a Pride themed week, which is why I'm wearing my Queen shirt. Because Pride in New York City has been canceled for the first time in 50 years because of the COVID-19 social distancing. So we won't be having Pride. So I'm doing a week of Pride looks this week. This is day 28. I'm only doing on work days, not on weekends. So that is why it's only day 28. Really, we are into the 6th week of this isolation where I'm working from home. So you can check that out on my Instagram, which is also @SashayAwayWithBerry. There is a Facebook page called RuPaul's Drag Race, Sashay Away with Berry, that I put all my drag stuff on as well. And the podcast. You might be listening to this right now if you're not watching it on the YouTube, but there is a podcast called Sashay Away with Berry. It's available on all the major podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcast, Breaker, Radio, something, I don't know. There's so many. I don't put it out there. All I do is record it, and Anchor does that for me. So go listen to it. If you do it on Apple Podcasts, be sure to subscribe, like it. You don't have to listen to it. Just download it, fast forward through it, and it'll say you listened, and it counts. The more you, and if you rate it, it moves me up in the feed to be found for searches, so other people can find it as well and listen to all this great content that you're getting, either video or podcast. If you are just listening to this on the podcast, you can watch the videos as well. They are on YouTube, on my YouTube page, which is BHBrown13, BHBROWN13. That is where all of these videos are found. Thank you all for watching / listening, and I will be back next week, maybe with special guests. Bye.